A Chief Justice of India, S.A. Bobde-led bench today in the Rohingya deportation matter refused to hear the United Nations Special Rapporteur after senior advocate Harish Salve submitted in court appearing for Jammu and Kashmir that the central government has a reservation with the UN Special Rapporteur, and that if the court hears the UN Special Rapporteur, then it would be an embarrassment for the central government and that the court would not do that. The Chief Justice noted that there were reservations on part of the central government and thus they were not inclined to hear the UN Special Rapporteur represented by senior advocate Chandrauday Singh. The top court reserved its orders in the petition today. However, Advocate Prashant Bhushan, appearing for Mohammad Salimullah and others Rohingyas who are the lead petitioner in the case, submitted the case of Gambia versus Myanmar, a ICJ case where it was stated that the International Court of Justice unanimously by a strength of 15 judges had noted that Myanmar was indeed committing genocide on the Rohingya members. However, senior advocate Harish Salve, appearing for Jammu and Kashmir, stated that these were areas of public international law and that a municipal court like the Supreme Court of India would be bound by the domestic and not the laws enshrined under the public international law. The petitioner primarily wanted the Jammu and Kashmir administration's decision to detain and deport the Rohingya members in Jammu to be stalled. A Supreme Court of India bench led by the Chief Justice of India, S.A. Bobde, today refused to interfere or stay the issuance of the new sale window, which is set to open from April 1st to April 10th, allowing the sale of electoral bonds in India. The order by the three-judge bench came on a petition by the Association for Democratic Reforms, who had stated that the electoral bonds actually trigger money laundering and transferring money to shell companies through political parties. Chief Justice of India, S.A. Bobde, noted in the judgment that the scheme was introduced in 2018 and that for the past 3 years there have been no impediments in issuing electoral bonds and that there are safeguards put in place by the Supreme Court too, and thus it does not see any merit in interfering with the issuance of the new window of electoral bonds. Supreme Court today set aside the National Company Law Appellate Tribunal order which had reinstated Tata-Cyrus Mistry as the chairperson of Tata Sons. The top court answered all the legal questions involved in the dispute in favor of Tata Sons, bringing a quietus to the half-decade-old legal battle, which started in 2016 with the removal of Mistry as the Tata Sons chairman. The court in this case had formulated certain number of questions of law and all of them have been answered in favor of the Tata Group. The appeals by Tata-Cyrus Mistry Investments and the Shapoorji Pallonji Group stands dismissed. Supreme Court of India today upheld Uttar Pradesh government's transfer petition in Supreme Court seeking to transfer a politician turned gangster Mukhtar Ansari from Punjab's Roopnagar jail to Uttar Pradesh's Banda jail. The court noted that Mukhtar Ansari would now be transferred to UP's Banda jail and that the jail superintendent would ensure that he is extended all medical facilities as need be. Mamata Banerjee's election agent in Nandigram, S.K. Supian, had approached Supreme Court today seeking a stay on the Calcutta High Court order of March 5, 2021, which revives charges against him which were lodged during the Nandigram agitation way back in 2007, and that the High Court had passed the order ex parte and ignoring the fact that the state government, under its power of 321 Criminal Procedure Code, has withdrawn the cases filed against Supian and others. Senior advocates Abhishek Manu Singhvi and Siddharth Luthra appeared for West Bengal, whereas senior advocate Vikas Singh appeared for Supian. Senior advocate Mukul Rohingya, appearing for the respondents, vehemently opposed the petition, stating that there are grave charges of murder, kidnapping and abduction against Supian and that he was ignoring the lower court summons for the past 13 years and the charge sheets was also filed against Supian under section 302 of the Indian Penal Code in the Magistrates Court. Justice Indira Banerjee-led bench today stayed the order of the Calcutta High Court of March 5, 2021 and granted him interim protection for 2 weeks so that the Calcutta High Court can take up the matter and dispose it off finally. However, this order pertains only to Supian and not the other accused who were also discharged way back in Feb 2020 by the state government, and again the charges were revived after a BJP leader had filed a public interest litigation in the Calcutta High Court. Lastly, late Bollywood actor Sushant Singh Rajput's sister Priyanka Singh had approached the Supreme Court today, challenging the Bombay High Court order which had kept the FIR lodged against her by Riya Chakraborty, stating that she had prescribed banned medicines to her brother alive. The Chief Justice of India, S.A. Bobde, refused to entertain the petition, even though senior advocate Vikas Singh, representing Priyanka, submitted that the sister had already withdrawn her Section 306 complaint. Well, that's all from Supreme Court today. Stay tuned with Supreme Court today from again April 5th onwards. And don't forget to like and share baronbench.com.